Good evening. It's Tuesday, September 28, 2021. The time is 5:36 p.m. This meeting of Georgetown County Council is now being called to order. I notice that we do have a quorum. We'll ask Mr. Carolina to give us the invocation and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. Heavenly Father, we come to you today for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions that will affect the citizens, businesses, environment, and the future of Georgetown County, and continue to remind us that all that we do as stewards over the land and resources is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you and for the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Carolina. We move down to the approval of first of all, there's a recommendation to move item 15A up on the agenda, the nonprofit spotlight. Is there a motion to approve the agenda with the notice change?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor of the agenda being approved, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. We'll now have nonprofit spotlight, Teach My People, with Eric Spatz, the Executive Director. Good evening.
Good evening, County Council. Thank you for having me. I'm Eric Spatz. I'm the Executive Director of Teach My People, and Teach My People here just to share a few words about our nonprofit within our community. I do have a video I'm going to show in a few seconds, but I just want to give you an elevator speech of who we are and then let the video really share our story. Teach My People is a faith-based, academically focused after-school and summer program for kids in need within our community. We operate 2 locations, one in Pawleys Island with about 105 students, and then also we just opened up in 2019 a Georgetown location, and we're serving 1st through 4th grade, 40 students total, and we're adding a new grade every year until 2031 when we'll finally have our first senior graduate from Georgetown High. What makes our program unique as an after-school program is that we receive 10 new first graders at each campus at the beginning of every school year, and we have a closed enrollment. So that means those kids, we follow those kids from first grade all the way through 12th grade. And so the average child with us, we have partnered with them for 10 to 12 years with them, their teachers, their school system, and their parents, so they can be successful as they leave high school. We're just an elementary school program in the beginning, but like I said, we've added a new grade every year. And so in 2013, in our Pawleys Island campus, we started graduating high school seniors. And to date, we've had 34 out of 36 seniors graduate on time. Out of that, 9 of our seniors have graduated college, 8 of the 9 being first-generation college students. And currently, we have 10 students in college right now throughout the state, and 2 students that are in the military. And so we've had really good success of seeing our kids not just graduate high school from our county, but also going off to military, to trade school, and also to university, and being everything God has intended them to be. And so with that, I'd like to show you our video, the Teach My People story, and it gives a good inside look of what we do at Teach My People. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you tonight and share what we do. I'm excited to be a part of this county. Been with Teach My People for 11 years, but our organization has been around for 22 years, and this community and the county has incredibly supported us with our efforts and seeing our kids be everything God's intended them to be. And we thank you for the opportunity just to share that with you tonight. If you ever want to do a tour, please contact me. Love to give you a tour of either our Pawleys Island location or Georgetown location and walk you around and look at it live with our kids there and our teachers there. But we're so blessed to be here tonight and be a part of this county. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spatz, for sharing that with us this evening. Thank you for all you do for Georgetown County. We really appreciate it. We move on down to public comments. A public comment period is included on each meeting agenda and shall be limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be limited to no more than 3 minutes. No speaker may yield his or her allotted time to another speaker. Members of the public who wish to address council during the public input period should sign up with the clerk of council before the meeting is called to order. Please note that at the end of 3 minutes, a buzzer will sound, and when that buzzer sounds, we ask for you to terminate your comments or wrap your comments up at that particular time. Madam Clerk, do we have any members signed up, any person signed up?
Mr. Chairman, we do have one speaker signed up tonight, and he will have up to 3 minutes, Mr. Marty Blakely.
How you guys doing? I greatly appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come back up here again this week. I just found out I had a list of things I wanted to talk about, a little speech and everything, but the lady earlier explained some things to me that I didn't know. So first and foremost, I'd like to apologize because I'm a type of person, that's just the way I am. I apologize when I feel as though I'm wrong. I know I wasn't wrong, but maybe I came across a little bit too bold last time. So what I'm here today and learning some of the things that I learned now that I've gotten involved more with what I've gotten involved with. And I was speaking with the lady earlier. She's very nice. Thank you, ma'am, for what you've done. And she kind of explained a little bit to me that you guys do not have much say or in some process of like that over Georgetown Water and Sewer. And what I'm bringing you today, guys, is a little bit about me. I'm raising 3 boys. I've got 1 boy in college, and I'm raising my other ones, trying to do the best I can. We all are. I'm here today in compassion. I'm here for at least one of you guys to just consider what I told you guys last time. There's no need to bring it back up. But I'm asking you guys because it affects Georgetown County, because this is a tax that's being taken from me. I'm on disability. I get a certain amount of money each month. I'm on a budget, and I'm doing the best I can to raise kids in a society and doing the right things. But when you have branches off of you guys in which we get taxed for, which more money out of my pocket, when you got legitimate papers showing that they allowed people to like me, I could have voted 3 and 4 times to pass that water ordinance, which is a tax ordinance. And then they go in and they decide people's income by their yearly income. Well, I ask you guys, put yourself with anyone in a community. You have rich and you have poor, you have middle class. So how do we judge? And what about the little man that don't have a good? I worked 20-something years. I got 6 fusions in a cage in my neck. I did my time, and I'm still trying to do my time, and now I'm trying to be a benefit to society and helping out the best way I can. And I'm coming to you guys, and I'm showing y'all something that is legitimate, that is right there in our face. And all I'm asking is, how do we combat this? How do we stop them from allowing them to let people that's got all this land have a vote for each piece of land to change a tax ordinance? And guys, that involves you, because I'm having to pay more taxes. I'm having more money come out of my check before I get it, which affects me. And I'm passionate about this because, once again, I'm trying to raise my kids in an environment that the best of my abilities. And I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to come across abruptly last time or however, but I'm begging you guys to please look into this. At least one of you, please have a little bit of compassion and help me in finding the answers is all I'm asking, guys. Thank you for your time, and I'm sorry I went over.
Okay.
Our only speaker for tonight, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let's move on down to the approval of minutes. You have received the minutes from our regular council meeting on August 24th, 2021. Is there a motion for adoption of those minutes?
I move for adoption of the August 24th meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the adoption of the minutes for August 24th, 2021, please raise your hand. Opposed? Motion carries. By virtue of the approval of the agenda, it also consists of approval of the consent agenda, which included two matters: procurement number 21-06, auto extrication equipment for county fire EMS, and also procurement number 21-041, landfill corrective action construction. We move down to public hearings. Public hearing is for ordinance number 21-33, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 21-16, establishing the appropriations for ordinary county purposes for Georgetown County for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022, to provide for the expenditure thereof and to provide for revenues for the payment thereof. The floor is now open for public comments regarding ordinance number 21-33. Having seen or heard any comments, the floor is now closed. We move down to third reading of ordinances. You have third reading of ordinance number 21-33. Ms. Langston.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, County Council. There's no changes to ordinance number 21-33 from second reading. This amendment is to correct a clerical error in the original budget ordinance, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Otherwise, staff requests that you approve third reading of this ordinance.
Thank you, Ms. Langston. Any questions for Ms. Langston from council? Okay, seeing none. Is there a motion regarding ordinance number 21-33?
So moved.
Is there a move for approval? Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of approval of ordinance number 21-33, please raise your hand. Opposed? Motion carries. Move on down to second reading of ordinances. Ordinance number 21-34, Ms. Richardson.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Item 11A is the cultural resources element update. This is an element in our comprehensive plan, and it has been updated in order to comply with the guidelines as mandated by the state enabling legislation. This section of our comp plan was last updated in 2010. Based on state law, the Planning Commission has to review this element and make a recommendation to you about its adoption, and then council holds a public hearing and has to adopt the revision by ordinance. So you will see a public hearing on your agenda prior to third reading on this element. Just wanted to briefly highlight a few changes. The biggest change, I think, is the format and the layout, and we are very thankful to Jackie who helped us. We do hope that our future elements will fall in this same format. It will make a little more cohesive document for the comprehensive plan. So we're very appreciative of that new look. It is a more streamlined document. The previous element had a lot of data in it, a lot of what I kind of refer to as filler. We have instead, for example, referenced other documents that might have that information as opposed to listing pages and pages of information within the document. We've updated the source links and information on cultural sites that are available and open to the public. We've also updated the major events list and added some. We've tried to cover every section of the county in the list. We have updated the concerts, classes, and lecture series section. In terms of brand new information, we have added a reference to the Georgetown County portion of the Gullah Geechee Corridor, the South Carolina National Heritage Corridor. There were several museums that were not previously listed that we've added. We've also added numerous African American sites of interest from a new Green Book of South Carolina website. There is a lot of updated information in the Merle's Inlet section as well. And there's a new nature exploration section where we've included numerous ecotourism opportunities thanks to our Parks and Rec department. We've also added a good bit of information on the Black River and the new preservation and recreation opportunities that are available in that section of the county. Bike path information has also been updated. And lastly, we have revised and updated the goals and strategies section of the element. The Planning Commission held their public hearing on this element on August 19th. There was no one at that meeting that came forward to speak. And after some discussion about a future visioning process, the commission voted 4-2 to recommend approval for this element. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson.
Ms. Richardson. Question. So the cultural resource element is part of the comprehensive plan. It'll be a document or a vehicle that will allow continuous updating and also adding to new cultural programs that are introduced can be included in this element.
That's correct. It needs to be reviewed every 5 years, but there's nothing that says if something significant changes and we want to amend it any time at council's discretion, we certainly can do that. But it does need to be reviewed in a 5-year period and updated every 10.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson, I do appreciate all that has been done with this part of the updated information. However, I would like for you to take a look at the historic markers in the county and include those along with their locations.
Okay, I will work on that for third reading.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments for Ms. Richardson?
I'd just like to say, well done. I read it, and I thought it was really good.
Thank you. I concur with Councilman Anderson there. I think you've done a terrific job on that. And by adding what Councilperson Johnson has stated, I think it would be more intact and more detailed. Thanks for all the work you've done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
With that being said, is there a motion for approval of ordinance number 21, second reading approval, I should say, of ordinance number 21-34?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve ordinance number 21-34.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of approval of ordinance number 21-34, please raise your hand. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. The first reading of ordinances. The first reading of ordinance will just be read into the record. It's ordinance number 21-35, amendment of fiscal year 2021-2022 budget ordinance. Okay, seeing no other further business to come before council, is there any other business to come before council this evening?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a statement. There are three issues that I'd like to bring before council, very much concerned about, I'd like to at least acknowledge, along with Administrator Christian, to create a plan of action. Thursday past, I had the opportunity to attend a Northeastern Strategic Alliance Conference in Florence, where the newly appointed South Carolina Secretary of Commerce, Harry Lightsey, was introduced, and he spoke on the American Rescue Plan and the low-hanging fruit, i.e., solidifying broadband infrastructure in South Carolina, especially in rural areas of our counties, affordable housing, and water and sewer infrastructure. These projects will help facilitate economic development in Georgetown County, be it commercial, industrial, light and heavy, and residential development, multifamily, single-family, open market, modern income, and low-income market. Those three projects mentioned will move us forward. As for broadband connectivity in my district, I have constituents who cannot make 911 calls. There are children doing the virtual learning in Georgetown County who could not access the internet and should also be a concern of the school board district. This is unacceptable. District 3 experiences flooding along the North Santee River, and as for weather emergencies, we are still not out of hurricane season. The constituents must be able to communicate to emergency services for help. The next area of concern are the paving projects that have been put on hold pending the South Carolina Supreme Court ruling concerning the road user fees have been deemed unconstitutional. How long will these areas have to wait for this needed improvement? Can we seek funding from other areas to complete these projects? How long must the people wait? My request is for council to fine-tune our progress and our process and move projects forward. In 12 months, let us look back and see how much we've accomplished to better Georgetown County. Thank you.
Is there any further comment, business to come before council this evening? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Opposed? Meeting is now adjourned.